Well, I'm excited to announce we had a signing today of Davon Smith out of Georgia. He's a really good point guard. Really excited about him. He's a high-level player, one of the best point guards I saw all summer. I think he's really a huge addition for us. He's a true point, great decision maker, incredibly athletic. I mean, he's 6 feet tall, but he's a incredible athlete. His vert is probably 45 inches, 46 inches. It's incredible and very quick, but really understands the game. Good shooter. Comes from a very good high school program. Has been really well coached. Uh, he played for a very good AAU team, Atlanta Celtics, this summer. They won the championship. They won the tournament in Birmingham, which is the biggest Adidas tournament that was held this summer in that, for him to play in. So they went as far as they could go. But really excited about him. Great kid, great family. We're very fortunate to get his paperwork back today.
Go ahead and get it started here with Paul in the front.
Couple questions. First on Davon. Your thoughts when you saw him this summer, what jumped off the page immediately that grabbed your attention? And then with your current team, obviously it's early, 2 games already into the season, but your thoughts so far on the guys at the 3 and the 4 that are able to rotate? Seems like you got more depth and versatility there this year.
Yeah, on Davon, I saw him play in the spring and in the summer. Was really impressed with him. He was really dominant in the summertime. Their team really came together and played very well. They had like 3 guards that are all really good high major players that played on that AAU team that were really special. He's just a great all-around player. I think he's going to be a great defender. But he's a guy, like when we're getting pressed, say, against FIU, he's just dribbling through it by himself. There's no issue. It's just go right through it. And you like to have that kind of quickness, that kind of explosiveness, that kind of guy that, the other team's worried about being able to just stay in front of. And I think he brings a lot of toughness, too. I think, he's been playing basketball a long time. He's been very well coached, as I said. His coach in high school has done a great job with him. So we're very fortunate to have him. In terms of our 3 and 4, really right now we've been playing, Reggie at the 4 and then backing him up with Keyshawn. Keyshawn's done a great job for us. I think he has 9 rebounds in each of our first 2 games. He's really performed very well for us. And then at the 3 spot, we've been playing Robert Woodard, obviously starter, and we'll play DJ there some and also Keyshawn some. I'm very comfortable. I mean, the more minutes we can play Keyshawn, the better the way he's playing. And, so right now, we're playing 8 guys.
Again, questions for Coach with the microphone to you. Let's go ahead and get it to Garrick here to Coach's left on the front row.
Ben, 2 games in again, but is there anything that maybe adjustments you can make to help your guys fight off the press a little bit when teams get on you a little bit, or is that something they're just going to have to fight through?
The press was true in the first game. The second game we played, Garrick, it was just more about pressure and handling, denial of everything and doing a better job of it. I thought we did a better job of it, obviously, the last 10 minutes of the game and being more aggressive. And, this time of year, you're seeing, that we played 2 good teams thus far. I think FIU and I think SAMU are going to win a lot of games. The team we're playing tomorrow night's a very good team, a team that's, had Texas A&M down 8 at the half 2 nights ago, ends up losing by 6 in a very tight game against a very talented and well-coached Texas A&M team. You look at last night, Auburn gets very fortunate to beat South Alabama. Who they end up beating by 1. South Alabama had a great chance to win that game, who you guys all saw us play a couple weeks back. Obviously, Kentucky gets beat at home by Evansville. I mean, it's just there's a lot of parity in college basketball, and especially this early in the season, it's tough.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get it over to Brian in the second row to Coach's right.
You sort of already hit on what I wanted to ask about, but, the Kentucky game last night, Auburn, I think Murray State was up 10 on Tennessee at one point. you've been coaching a long time. Is this as much parity, just not just within the conference, but top to bottom in college basketball that you've seen?
Yeah, I think it is. That's what makes our tournament so exciting at the end of the year. Anybody can be anybody on a given night. And, this time of year in particular, when you have teams that are veteran teams, like tomorrow night we play a team that starts 3 seniors and 2 juniors. So the South Alabama team that we beat in an exhibition game, I think their first 6 guys were all seniors, or fifth-year seniors. So you have all that experience playing against younger teams. Auburn's a younger team. I mean, I think that Auburn against South Alabama 2 months from now will be a different game than it is, last night. And so anytime you have, youth going against teams that have veteran guys that are back, it makes it difficult. And it's just typical year in and year out now. And when you look at the high majors, look at Kentucky, I mean, they lose 3-4 guys every year the first round in the NBA. They're always reloading. And I didn't obviously see the game, but nothing surprised me in early November. I mean, normally we didn't start playing basketball games till the day after Thanksgiving. Till that changed about 10, 12 years ago. So, everything's moved up, and that advantage goes to experience.
We'll get it to Logan to the right, first row.
Last year, Keyshawn was in foul trouble quite a bit. Seemed like he may have averaged a foul a minute, kind of when he was in the game. How much has he grown, and how much have y'all worked with him in that regard, and grown in that?
I think what's helped him the most is just the fact that he's so much quicker and more athletic with the less weight that he's carrying around. And he was carrying around muscle. It wasn't like he was fat in any way. No one's ever accused him of that, but he's just so much more bouncy and athletic. But I also think, his learning, he's learned how to play really hard. I mean, that's one thing that when I watched him in high school, I told him this yesterday, I was most worried, is he going to be able to come in and learn how to play as hard as you need to play? And he has done that and then some. I think he's playing as hard as anybody in our program. That's what I love most. I think he's just playing with reckless abandon, and you see how he's attacking the rebounds. He had a big rebound late in that Sam Houston game where he came in and just kind of grabbed it, and he didn't really get it. It came to somebody else, but if he hadn't gotten in there with reckless abandon, they would have got the offensive rebound. I mean, he's doing a great job for us in so many ways. And he's playing with a real confidence of a guy that looks like he's played a lot the previous 2 years, when in reality he didn't play a lot of minutes, but he got a lot of experience every day. And I think he also knows he's earned it. This summer when everybody went home for their summer break, he stayed here and stayed in the weight room. And he was here working out the whole time. And he's really earned what he's getting. That's what's a beautiful thing. When you see a kid earn, his opportunity to have some success. He tweaked his shoulder the other day in practice 2 days ago, and I about, we lost it because we can't afford anybody to get injury. And it was just, he got hit 2 different ways on a right shoulder, where he had a torn labrum in his left shoulder from a freshman year. But he's okay.
We'll keep it to coach's right and go to the second row, and Tyler.
I'm sure you'd prefer if Tyson didn't have to play 39, 40 minutes. So how important is it going to be for Iverson not to get 3 fouls, 5 turnovers like he had the other day, so maybe he could slide over the point and put DJ at the 2 for extended periods of time?
Yeah, we need him to definitely get him more rest. There's no question. And Iverson watched the film twice, so he's been able to learn from it. I thought he had a real good practice yesterday. We had 2 good practices yesterday and the day before, so I think that was really good for our team leading up to this next set of games. And he had a good practice yesterday, and I really have asked Nick to try to put on as much pressure as possible every time that Iverson has the ball, so he can get used to it, to what he's going to see. And Nick's been good for Iverson, and Iverson's learning. You got to play lower with the ball, and you just got to have. We're getting better. I mean, he's made freshman mistakes, and I think he's gaining some confidence based on the last 2 practices to deal with the kind of pressure he's going to see here moving forward.
Back to the middle, and Brian.
Your 2 games so far this year, 15 fouls, 13 fouls. So not a lot of fouls. I don't think you've been in the double bonus in either game. And obviously, against Florida International, they shot a lot of threes, but not so much against Sam Houston State. Defensively, is that something that pleases you to see that, hey, we're getting good defense and we're not having to foul, we're not putting the team on the free throw line?
Yeah, we're not fouling, and that's been a real positive. You're always trying to play without fouling, and that was a problem for us my first couple of years here. And we talked about that, I think, going into year 3, and really made it an emphasis. And we talk about it every day, and and the players don't like it, but we're calling every foul out there that we see, so they get in the habit of realizing what they can and can't do. But that's big for us because, we've got to stay out of foul trouble. And you saw in the first game we did get in foul trouble, and it was DJ Stewart that had 2 fouls, which then, put us into a rotation where, Tyson again had to play a ton of minutes because of foul trouble in the backcourt. And we've got to continue to stay out of foul trouble. Now, I was really happy with our half-court defense in both games. I think both of the last 2 games, where if we, our turnovers that we've had have turned into easy baskets. If you threw those out and you said you took those easy layups out of the game from our turnovers and just looked at our half-court defense, it would be like 30% or below. It's been very good. And that's what we've got to continue to do. We just got to cut down on our turnovers and make better decisions. And our guys have done a better job of it the last 2 days. I think they're realizing, how important it is.
Go ahead and get it back to Garrick here in the front.
No, last week you said you tried to get Prince into the rotation a little bit more. Is that the hope again for
Yeah,
these 2 games?
absolutely it is. The other day he came in, and again, that guy was a really hard guy to defend. I mean, we really, Abdul was key. Their big kid from Sam Houston's a very good player. Preseason all-league player. He's a tough matchup for anybody. And Abdul had 5 blocks in that game, and I think he blocked 3 of that kid's shot. Prince would just have a hard time matching up with that guy right now.
Anything else for Coach? We'll go ahead and get it back behind Garrick to Danny.
Coach, I know you say you want to give Tyson some rest, but when he's shooting the ball the way he's shooting, it's nice to have him out there and you just want to keep him shooting sometimes.
Yeah, we need him out there offensively. There's no question. He's shot the ball great. And has made timely shots when needed, including, the game tire Friday night that, tied the game up at either 56 all or 50, I think it was 56 all when he tied it. Maybe it was 59. What was it?
58.
58. It was in the high 50s. But he's made some big shots for us and has really played well, and we want to keep that up for sure. One thing, we'll have our hands full, just so you guys know, the scouting report on Louisiana Monroe. They have 2 very good guards that are both all-league players returning in their conference, Williams and Ertl. And Ertl's a kid out of Indiana where you learn how to shoot a basketball before you learn how to walk. And you can see that in this kid. This kid's just got a stroke. It's unbelievable. And Williams is really a good slasher, can also shoot the 3. So we have our hands full, and they're a well-coached team. So, again, this is another tough game with 2 experienced, really high-level guards. So it'll be a good test for us tomorrow night. Thanks.